Hello everyone. Today we're going to start the chapter called Application of Derivatives. Applications of derivatives. These are the following topics that get covered in applications of derivatives. This is the sixth chapter in NCERT textbook. This chapter is common for CBSE and for ISC. The weightage is very high in this chapter. We get maxima, minima, word problems as our 5-mark questions. Now, application of derivatives, the subtopics that we cover here are rate measures, approximation, tangents and normals, increasing, decreasing, absolute maxima and minima, local maxima and minima, minima, word problems or application oriented questions. So these are the topics that we cover here. So first one, we start with rate measures. Rate measures, the derivative of a function or dependent variable with regard or with respect to the independent variable can be used as a rate measures of the function. Isn't it? Now when y equals to x square, we take independent value for x. X can be 1, y is 1, x 2, y is 4. So x are called as independent variable and y is called as the dependent variable because y changes with respect to x. So dy by dx is rate of change of y with respect to x. So as I stated here, x is an independent variable and y is a dependent variable. Rate of change of y with respect to x is f dash of x. The few important points that we need to keep in mind before we start this topic. If question specifies that the volume, area, in that matter CSA or PSA, is changing with respect to the radius or height, then differentiation will be with respect to the radius or height as it is rightly pointed out. This is one of the important keynote that we need to keep in mind. If the question says that the circle's area changes with respect to radius, then I differentiate A with respect to R. They say volume of a cone changes with respect to R, changes with respect to H, then we differentiate V with respect to R or with respect to H. But if the question is silent, if nothing is specified, if the question is silent, then differentiation will be with respect to time. Differentiation will be done with respect to time. If the question is silent, the differentiation will be done with respect to time. That is dv by dt, ds by dt, etc. The third point, this is important for the non-commerce students because they are not aware of what is marginal cost and all that. Whereas commerce stream knows all this, so I think they will be able to relate to the topic of marginal cost. For science stream, marginal cost is shortly known as MC, is the instantaneous rate of change of total cost with respect to the number of items produced. So when a total cost function is given, the total cost comprises of fixed cost plus variable cost. Usually total cost is expressed in number of units. So you differentiate total cost with respect to x, we get the marginal cost. Alright, like that, differentiation of total revenue will give us the marginal revenue. To start with, this topic is actually simple. This topic is actually simple compared to the other topics in this chapter. So it's easier. So initially I'm going to explain few examples, also some important sums from the NCERT textbook. Well, this is common for CBSE and ISC. The same set of questions you can see repeated in ML Agarwal and OP Malhotra. So if you cover NCERT, that is more than enough to understand the basic questions. Example 1. Find the rate of change of area of the circle per second with respect to the radius. So the question clearly tells us that area changes with respect to radius. So I need to differentiate area with respect to r, which is dA by dr. What is area of circle? Pi r square. Now differentiate area with respect to r. Well, dA by dr, pi is a constant, r square differentiation is 2r. Right? So the answer is 2 pi r. Rate of change of area with respect to radius is 2 pi r. Now what will happen to the area or the rate of change of area when r is 5? When r is 5, the rate of change of r radius is, the rate of change of area is 2 into pi into 5. So that's 10 pi. Alright, remember units are very important. So area of circle changes at 10 pi centimeter square per second. Alright, next question. The volume of the cube is increasing at the rate of 9 centimeter per second, 9 cubic centimeter per second. How fast is the surface area increasing when the length of the edge is 10 centimeter? Well, they told you that the surface area is increasing with respect to the side of the cube. No, they just said how fast, they just asked us how far is the surface area increasing without telling us whether we need to differentiate with respect to the side of the cube or with respect to time. So in this case, we always choose the latter. That means we differentiate with respect to time. Alright. Now, what is volume of cube? V cube. V equals to x cube, isn't it? Volume is side cube, so V is equal to x cube. Now, and what is the surface area of the cube? 6 into side square or 6x square, because they have treated x as the length of a side. Now, according to the question, volume is changing at 9 centimeter cubic centimeter per second, which means its dV by dt is 9 centimeter cube per second, and they want us to find ds by dt when x is equal to 10. You understood the question? They want us to find ds by dt when x is 10. Alright, now let me just do it here because the questions are right here. You will be able to understand. S is equal to 6x square. So ds by dt will be 6 into 2x into dx by dt. I'm not differentiating with respect to x, I'm differentiating with respect to time. So even the x get differentiated, so you get dx by dt. So ds by dt equals 12x into dx by dt. Alright, I wanted to find ds by dt when x is 10. So if I put 10 over here, will I get a complete answer? No, I have to find dx by dt, which means the rate of change of side. For that only, they have given the volume info. They've given volume, that's dV by dt equals to 9 centimeter cube per second. Right? What is volume of a cube? X cube. When I differentiate that with respect to time, I get 3x square into dx by dt. Right? So when x is 10, dv by dt is 9. 3 into 10 square into dx by dt. So with this, we can get the information of rate of change of the side, the rate of change of side, and that we substitute here, so that we can find the rate of change of surface area with respect to time. Alright, so the previous question, it was clearly said it was changing with respect to radius. Here they didn't say, so we have to differentiate with respect to time. When you differentiate with respect to time, obviously the side will also change. So rate of change of side, we take it from the rate of change of volume. Understood? Now I would like to quickly discuss all the exercise sums once to you. First question. Find the rate of change of area of the circle with respect to its radius. Well, you know that, isn't it? Area with respect to radius, it's just like the first example. You differentiate A with respect to R and then you substitute given R as 3 and then given R as 4. Next question. The volume of the cube is increasing at the rate of 8 centimeter cube per second. What is that? That's dV by dt is 8 centimeter cube per second. How fast is the surface area increasing when the length of the side is 12? So this one here, this example that I discussed there, volume was given. We differentiated the volume to find the rate of change of side. Whereas here rate of change of volume is given to us, isn't it? So volume of the cube, just like that sum only, volume of the cube is x cube. You differentiate this, you get dv by dt equals to 3x square into dx by dt, and then substitute dv by dt, substitute x as 12, with that you get dx by dt, right? After you find dx by dt, go for ds by dt, ds by dt, substitute x as 12 and dx by dt exactly like the second example. The next also the same thing. The fourth one is also similar to that. The edge of the cube is increasing, so that means dx by dt. The edge is nothing but the side, isn't it? So dx by dt is given as 3 centimeter per second. How fast is the volume increasing when the edge is 10? So dv by dt we need to find when the side is 10. Okay, now let's go to the fifth one. A stone is dropped into a quiet lake. Waves moves in a circle at the speed of 5 centimeter per second. So that means, look at this. If a small stone is pelted, the wave will move like this, isn't it? The wave will expand. The wave moves in a circle at the speed of 5 centimeter per second. Right? At what instant when the radius of the circular wave is 8 centimeter? Sorry, at the instant when the radius of the circular wave is 8 centimeter, how fast is the area enclosing increases? So when r is 8 and dr by dt is 5 centimeter per second, find dA by dt. Remember, it forms a circle here every time. So differentiate the area of circle with respect to time. So what do we get? 2 pi r into dr by dt. Isn't it? Pi r square differentiation is 2 pi r and r differentiation is dr by dt. Substitute r as 8, dr by dt as 5. You will get the rate of change of area with respect to time. Right? Alright. So let's move on. So almost all the sums are similar to that. Okay, there are some unique models which is important here. Some of them I'll explain it in my blackboard. So all this you can definitely try. They are very simple one. Look at the seventh one. The length x of a rectangle is decreasing at a rate of 5 centimeter per second. So that means dx by dt is equals to minus 5 centimeter per minute. Y is increasing, so that means dy by dt. When x is 8 and y is 6, what is the rate of change of perimeter? What is perimeter of a rectangle? 2 times x plus y. 2 times L plus B. Here L is x and B is y. Now differentiate t with respect to time. Because the rate of change of perimeter is not specified, so we take it as changing with respect to time. So dp by dt equals to 2 times dx by dt plus dy by dt, isn't it? Substitute dx by dt and dy by dt given over there. Like that for area also. But remember, area of a rectangle is x into y. So when you differentiate this, you have to use product rule. And then substitute the concerned values. Alright? Right. The ninth one. A balloon which is always remains spherical have a variable radius. Find the rate of change of volume. Find the rate at which the volume is increasing with the radius when the latter is 10 centimeter. So when the radius is 10 centimeter, they want us to find the rate of change of volume. Isn't it? Now, just underline the first line. It says spherical and has a variable diameter. So a balloon which is always remains spherical has a variable radius. So the rate of change of this spherical balloon is with respect to radius here. So what is volume of the sphere? Spherical. So volume of the sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Isn't it? Now differentiate volume with respect to r. So 4 by 3 pi is a constant. Differentiation of r cube is 3r square. Let me remind you, no dr by dt here because volume changes with respect to radius. Directly substitute r is 10 centimeter to get the answer. 11th question. A particle moves along the curve. Along the curve 6y equals to x cube plus 2. Find the point on the curve at which y ordinate is changing 8 times as fast as the x ordinate. Underline. dy by dt is equal to 8 times dx by dt. Rate of change of y coordinate is 8 times as fast as the x coordinate. Okay, find the point on the curve. Alright, so the path traced by such points is 6y is equal to x cube plus 2. Differentiate that, you get 6 into dy by dt equals to 3x square into dx by dt plus 0 because differentiation of 2. Right? It's 6 here. 6 into dy by dt is equal to 3x square into dx by dt. dy by dt is 8 times dx by dt. So 6 into 8 into dx by dt is equal to 3x square into dx by dt. That's it. Dx by dt get cancelled. 3 2s are 6. Isn't it? So 16 is equal to x square. X is equal to plus or minus 4. X being the coordinate here can be positive or negative. So isn't it plus or minus? Find the corresponding y value by substituting it back into the equation of the curve. Right? So we finished the 11th one. Now we are heading toward the 13th one. 12 is easy. Definitely you can do. A balloon which is always remains spherical has a variable diameter. Find the rate of change of its volume with respect to x. And what is x here? X is the variable in which the diameter is expressed. Isn't it? Diameter is expressed as 3 by 2, 2x plus 1. So if d is 3 by 2 into 2x plus 1, what is r? D by 2. So it's 3 by 4 2x plus 1. Then what is the volume of a spherical balloon? Well, V is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. R being 3 by 4 into 2x plus 1 the whole cube. Volume of a sphere changes with respect to x. X is an expression in which the diameter is expressed. So using diameter, we're getting the radius and then we are substituting. Now we have the volume in terms of x. So let's differentiate volume with respect to x. Before that, you can do a limited amount of simplification. V equals 4 by 3 pi into 3 cube by 4 cube into 2x plus 1 the whole cube. Try to simplify this and then differentiate. Get dy by dx. You get the answer. Okay. Now, let's go to the next question. Now, the next one, sand is pouring from a pipe at a rate of 12 centimeter cube per second. So that means dV by dt is equal to 12 centimeter cube per second. How fast the falling sand forms a cone on the ground in such a way that its height is 1/6 of the radius. So h is equal to 1/6 of r. So these are the information that we sourced from the question. dV by dt is 12 centimeter cube per second. H is equal to 1/6 of r. How fast is the height of the sand cone increasing when the height is 4? How fast is the height of the sand cone increasing when the height is 4? Fine, let's see how to do this. So according to the question given, rate of change of volume is 12 centimeter cube per second. Height is 1/6 of the radius. Find the rate of change of height when h is 4 centimeter, isn't it? So the sand is pouring from a pipe. The falling sand forms a cone shape. Now, what is volume of a cone? Volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r square h, right? Now, that means volume can change with respect to radius or with respect to height or with respect to time. So since nothing is said and they've given dV by dt as 12 centimeter cube per second, it's differentiation with respect to time. Now, 1/3 pi is a constant. R and H definitely will vary because this is the diagram, as you can see here. As the amount of sand increases, the base increases, height increases. So radius and height will change. So somewhere we should know the info of dr by dt, isn't it? R is definitely not a constant here because R changes with respect to height. R changes with respect to time. But the relationship between H and R is given in the sum. The relationship between H and R in the given in the question. So it's better that we change the entire question in terms of H. And differentiate with respect to T. So I'm going to have my volume as 1/3 pi R is equal to 6H the whole square into H. So therefore 1/3 pi into 36 into H cube, right? So we get 12 pi H cube as volume completely in terms of H. Now differentiate V with respect to T. So dV by dt equals 12 pi is a constant. H cube differentiation is 3H square into dH by dt. And we know H is 4. We also know dV by dt as 12. So this will give us 12 equals to 12 pi into 3 into 4 square into dH by dt. Isn't it? Now with this I can find dH by dt straight away. Hope you understood this. The last question, 16th one. The total revenue in rupees received from sale of X units of product is given by this. So R of X is revenue. Find the marginal revenue when X is 7. What is marginal revenue? Rate of change of revenue with respect to number of units. So what they want us to find is MR, which is d by dx of R, differentiation of revenue. And what is that? 13 into 13x square plus 26x plus 15 differentiation. So we get 26x plus 26. Now substitute, now find MR when x is 7. So MR equals 26 into 7 plus 26. That's it, we got. Similar to like this, we have to do the 15th also. So based on this concept, you try all the sums in the first exercise. In my next video, I'm going to concentrate on some of the miscellaneous sums and important sums from the examination point of view from this topic, rate measures. Hope you all understood. In case of any doubt, put it in the comment box. Thank you.